the CPA is here.
JJ the CPA has been serving thousands of businesses for the last 27 years. He is also a national speaker teaching CPAs across the U.S. about the latest tax laws, as well as an author and now what many call a YouTuber. Through this COVID era, JJ became a voice of calm during the pandemic, guiding countless businesses, self-employed individuals, and fellow tax pros through the PPP maze. Now, JJ is taking his know-how to help businesses that have asked for his help to rebound out of this mess that no one saw coming. He is doing this out of his own pocket, not for a fee, and to simply show the American business owner that they are not alone. JJ, America's CPA, is here to help save the entrepreneurial spirit, one business at a time.
So we are heading out, okay? We got our mask. So here's the deal on the reality show. Boom! What is this reality show? So you and I have been talking about it.
Yep, since 2018.
You and I were sitting there and I was like, why don't we have a show where, we come in with JJ the CPA comes in and just, every business, if you know your numbers, you know your business.
That's
Who
right.
says that? Because we can't take credit for that.
That was from Marcus Lemonis from The Prophet.
The other reason for it is that we then get to kind of showcase the value of the CPA, okay? The value of having a good accountant, the value of having a good tax advisor. There's great EAs out there, great bookkeepers, but it's more than that, right? Because that all sounds like a snoozer. Like, what are we going to do? We're going to look at financials. So here's the purpose of this. I come in, we look at it, I make recommendations, you implement it, we review it, I'm out. And we're going to travel out to them. We're going to walk and visit with them. We're going to breathe and eat with them. We're going to figure out what we can do to help. We're going to make it better. And when we walk away, their lives, if you're on the show, will be better. I guarantee it. Why? Because I've been already doing this. This is no gimmick, okay? This is just what I do. And from my perspective, out of this crisis is what's really given the inspiration of, let's just do this now. Let's actually do this. We made it to Kansas! So we did make it up to Wichita, Kansas to meet with Imagine That Toys with Gwen and Rob, Al, Paula, and family-owned business. And Rob, I'll tell you what, has been a phenomenal source of help through the PPP process. Sometimes I'm getting emails from him before I'm seeing it from anywhere else, so we really appreciate him. And Gwen's just got such a heart for children and toys and having fun.
Absolutely. They were so much fun to meet, and they have, she took a lot of advice from me on social media, and she is applying that to their business. And so if you are not following Imagine That Toys on all of the social media platforms, you should be, because she is such a fun individual and she likes to have fun. And I could not think of a better business owner for a toy store.
Absolutely. Well, and we love playing with toys. We got this from God Dozer. They gave this to us from Imagine That Toys. And long story short, God Dozer, thank you so much. Bringing fun to our lives and always a part of what we're doing. And one of the things that went down with Imagine That Toys that we're glad didn't actually happen, but they had to board up their windows recently. Potential threat, but all to say, coast is clear there. They're looking to open up soon. So they've been closed this entire time. We're getting ready to help them with their QuickBooks, as in a revamp, and we're going to do a parallel to compare to what QuickBooks they have now. So still ongoing with Imagine That Toys, having a great time with them, and still looking forward to completing the process. Mostly, I think, from getting the best set of financials for them for management purposes. They already have a great POS system for tracking sales and inventory, but more to do with Imagine That Toys.
Hey, JJ, it's Cindy Bell here from
Here's what I know. When we go to California, I have my special JJ the CPA sunglasses that my soulmate got for me.
That's right. I am so looking forward to going to California because we get to meet a lot of different people there. Not only are we going to go work with Pedal Spin with Miss Cindy Bell, but we are also going to get to meet Coach's Pit Barbecue, which I am so ready for because he sent us some of his dry rub and it was amazing. So amazing that we've already went through one can. And then we're going to get to see our niece with flying colors, and I cannot wait to see everyone. Plus, we're going to get to see the ocean and just California blue skies.
Well, and see, this whole tour that we're doing is for our YouTube family. We met, obviously, Cindy and Imagine That Toys, and with Flying Colors and Coach's Pit Barbecue, all from YouTube. These are regular followers, fans that, you know what, scratch that, they're family, and that's what this whole tour is. And, you know, I was born in California in the Venice area. I've got a story to tell on that. Maybe you'll hear it one day, but nonetheless, I'm going back to my roots and definitely look forward. We're going to go to Santa Monica Pier and take in a few sites, but this is a whirlwind, you know, 16 cities in 17 days, and this is really just our first plane ride to California to kick off this whirlwind tour.
That's right, and we cannot wait. We are ready.
We need your help, JJ.
All right, next stop up, we are going to be shooting off to Washington. Again, we just came from California and got our bellies full with some amazing barbecue. Now we're going to go see what Washington's barbecue is like because we're super excited about that too. So we are going to head up to Washington and work with Backyard Barbecue, Steven and Vernita. They reached out to us. They have an amazing story, and JJ has already worked with them so much so far, and that's just all here behind the scenes. So whenever we get in person, it's really going to light it up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that from the perspective of going back to Washington State, I grew up in Washington State, Seattle actually, but you know what? I've never been to the east part of Washington State. So we're landing in Spokane, driving up to Kettle Falls where Backyard Barbecue is. What'll be exciting is they just got to open up their restaurant, still at 50% capacity. They renovated this building that they're in. It has a potential for so much more. So they're on the cusp of that. Their catering business, of course, they had everything canceled because of what's going on with COVID, but things are reopening. They've got someone that is going to manage that so they can be in town more, and they've got food truck. I mean, there's so many things going on. We even talked about how they need to bottle up their barbecue sauce. You know, Steven's got a real special recipe. People come even from Canada to eat at their restaurant. And, you know, what we've been talking about is they've been completely closed. The employees and being on PUA, and their employees were maybe not wanting to come back. Are they getting ready to hire somebody because they were planning on it? How does that come into play? They had some unfortunate struggle with their bank getting PPP at no fault of Backyard Barbecue. I mean, they applied based on all those videos that I had put together for PPP, and they were had their application in and perfect day one. And they did finally get their PPP funds. And, you know, Vernita had talked about how she was literally going like, Steven, what are you doing? And he was watching the YouTube videos.
It was so funny because she was kind of getting upset with him. She was like, all right, seriously, like get off of the phone. Like you need to stop. And then she realized what he was doing. And now now we're going to go see them. So.
Yeah, because again, this whole tour is about YouTube. It's about taking care of those that are taking care of us. And so going to be a very quick trip to Washington. And then we're going to bust over to Denver, kind of behind the scenes. We're meeting with two different kind of powerhouses, but we are going to be overnight in Denver as we progress to the next stop,
On to the next one.
Massachusetts. So we land in Boston. Red Sox country, and we're going to have dinner with Clay. He's someone that we've met through YouTube, who's a great fan, friend, always says hugs. We really appreciate him. And then we're going to drive over to see DreamWorks Dance Studio, Amanda and Heather, and they have had quite a time. You'll see as the series progresses, but again, these are individuals we met on YouTube and applied to be on this journey, this show, and so I've been helping them, and they had just signed a lease in a brand new beautiful facility. She'd already been in business for a number of years, I think around 7, but in February signed this new lease, and we're doing some renovations and build out with the floor, and then boom, everything shuts down. And the way that it works on some of these things, the PPP funds, they're based on net income. And so I'm going to tell you this because it won't give away a thing, but when you're doing any kind of renovations and you're moving and you're preparing for that, you're going to have a huge amount of depreciation, which is going to knock your net income down to nil. Okay, so they might have netted $500,000, but if they had $500,000 in renovations, then for tax purposes, they're not showing any real net income. And the reason I say that to you is that they weren't able to qualify for the PPP, which it is what it is. And they weren't able to get the EIDL advance. Why? Because it had closed down, but they have reapplied because it has reopened. And then they've had issues with PUA, which they both do qualify for, given that they didn't get the PPP. And then I was talking to them this last weekend as I was taking Coop to Kansas City, that they had a flooding and in their building, and so they're trying to work through that and the landlord. So lots going on with them,
Yeah, we're excited to meet them, and we can't wait. It'll be a very fun time, and it'll be something that's kind of close to JJ's heart because his daughter, as you guys know, is a dancer, and so he has a soft spot in his heart for dancers. These are two amazing women who are just not having the best of luck, and I hope that we can bring some positivity and happiness and laughter and a little bit to the doomy dark cloud that's been hanging over them.
Yeah, and I will tell you this, they are, anytime I've talked with them, and we've had a number of conversations either by phone or Zoom or a FaceTime call, they've always been in great spirits.
Yep.
But you know how it is sometimes, it's just like one thing after another, and they just are two beautiful souls. And just like everybody else, they're trying to just get through all of this. And so they have yet to open. And, with them being a dance studio, they're in a situation where, it follows the school year. So there's usually some camps during the summer. So they're trying to find some ways to take care of the families. And it's just been, it's been amazing to see what they've been coming up with to get through the things that have brought them the roadblocks and how they're just climbing over them. So anyways, definitely full force involved with them. And then from there, we're going to drive on down to New York City.
New York.
Yeah. Money. You know what it be. All I do is work, cause money never sleeps. You never met a CPA quite like me.
All right, now we are hopping in the car, as JJ said, and we are going to drive to New York City specifically. And we just want to put out a little bit of a disclaimer. We know that the world is just upside down right now, and especially with COVID. And that we will be taking every precaution available, and that we are monitoring the situation to make sure that we are doing what's best for us, because We want to be around to provide information to you guys on YouTube. Plus, we also have families and we have children, and we want to make sure that we are not bringing anything back here. So we are being safe. We are taking all of the precautions that we need. We are, researching what it is exactly that we need to do when it comes to New York City, because they have been hit so hard with the COVID virus, unfortunately. So it is a hot spot. We are aware of that. We respect that. And we will be taking care of ourselves. So don't worry, you won't lose JJ and Amanda. We're gonna come back home safe and sound. But on to happier news and exciting news. We're so excited to go to New York City. We have went 2 times together, and it has been amazing both times. We're just big travelers, and we like to do it, and JJ gets to travel for his teaching job with Surgeon. So we have been blessed to get to go to New York City twice, and it was amazing both times, and this time I know is going to be even more amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. There it is. I said absolutely. She says absolutely a lot. I say absolutely a lot. We just had a discussion off camera, like, why do we both say that? But absolutely.
Absolutely.
We are excited also to get into that area, because we're going to be able to connect with our good friend, Justin McAuliffe, CPA, and we're going to be able to connect with Sean Goodman, CPA, who Justin introduced us to. And then we've become friends with Josh Jelinski, the financial quarterback, and he was so kind to have me on his show. He came across me on the YouTube channel, and I was on his radio show. He has 2 different ones up and down the East Coast, and I was able to talk about PPP and how to get it. And then through that, I met Richard, who's a CPA from Brooklyn, and so we hope to connect with him when we're in that area. Richard was so complimentary. He came on the show and just sang the praises of, well, I'll say me, but also, the YouTube channel. And then we've got, I think it's Duvall that said he'll buy us a first round when we go there. And we've got a number of others that are related to kind of this YouTube family that we plan to see. There potentially is a couple of businesses that we're not including in a full-fledged inclusion of this reality show, but that I'm hoping to check in with, meet, maybe spend an hour with them, going through their financials, talking numbers. But this will be the last major state stop before we head on to Florida, sunny Florida. All right.
JJ for president.
Sunny, I was going to say California, Florida. I mean, listen, we're going, look at all 4 corners of the United States on this tour that we're starting July 10th through July 27th. So from California to Washington to Denver to Massachusetts to New York down to Florida, all over the country, JJ and Amanda are traveling. We're doing this on our own dime. We do have a kind of little bit of I don't want to call it a fundraiser, but we're selling t-shirts. So check out the link in the body of this video. But they're JJ and Amanda, the tour t-shirts. And basically it'll help defray the cost. We make about $10 net per shirt. We're selling 100 of them. So don't let them run out before you get one. But nonetheless, we're really doing this on our own dime. I'm not charging any of these individuals. This is a way that in some ways I'm giving back, for being now 29,000 plus followers on YouTube, but out of this crisis. And so long story short, when we hit Florida, we've got a ton of YouTube family that we're connecting with, from Tony to Robert with Philadelphia Salons, and meeting that whole family and their business, 3 locations. In fact, they are our 2nd season of the reality show. We already have that already in the works. And then we're going to connect with hopefully Julio, who's a CPA down there that helped us a lot in the initial phases of our YouTube live. We typically are going live Mondays and Fridays. Hopefully that'll continue. And then connecting with Fred, hopefully, and Jason and his wife, Dark Water Megs. Dark Water Megs, of course. And so anyways, Florida is going to be a ton of fun, not to mention what you want to really make sure happens.
I want to go to the beach.
Well deserved.
I have never been to Florida. Out of all of our traveling, Florida has never been one. And we were supposed to go last year for my 40th birthday, and we changed all of that up and it didn't happen. So I'm really looking forward to Florida because I know that's probably the closest to Hawaii that I'll ever be able to go.
Yeah, well, yes.
He didn't even hear me. He was thinking about how to help you guys with your PPP forgiveness right now.
Oh, goodness.
Anyways, I'm really looking forward to Florida. I'm really looking forward to meeting everybody, some of our dearest and closest fans. Not saying that all of you aren't, but some of our nearest and dearest ones are in the great state of Florida.
So Florida is going to be jam-packed every day. So when we land in California the first day, we're going to hit a few spots. I've got family. We're going to hit Santa Monica Pier. We're going to connect with a couple of people from YouTube. And then on the last day of this tour, okay, we are taking the one day, but we are going to hit Disney World in Orlando. And then along the way, those that were connecting in Naples and Cape Corval, whatever. Is that what it's called?
It
Something
sure
like
is.
that.
Yes, honey.
Cape Carnival. Anyways, I should know that. I went to public school. So, but anyways, we'll definitely be able to see the beach and those clear waters. But it is going to be spectacular for the time that we're going to have in Florida.
And I will tell you, it'll probably be he's going to have a hard time getting me to come home. After I see the ocean and the sand, I'm not going to want to leave.
Okay, so that's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to see so many people from our YouTube family. We consider you a part of it. So join us in this journey of helping recover, revive, and keep alive the entrepreneurial American spirit.
That's right. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. This is episode 10, if you can believe it, already of the reality show, which is why we thought this would be a perfect time to do a recap to remind anybody who may be new that's coming on what exactly it is that we're doing, that we're not just two Okies here with a camera trying to think that we're big time. We are actually helping businesses, and we are so excited for that. And we really thank all of you guys for your support. And this is just the beginning because it's about to blow up.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this, we were so touched. Robert of Philadelphia Salons put together this wonderful video, and so check out a clip from it, very touching. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all your support.
JJ, can't thank you enough, my friend. Thank you. And Amanda too. I know you guys are working together, and you work together really, really well. By the way, even when one of you gets hungry, you work off each other really good. So, all right, here we go. We are going into the bank with a mask on and sunglasses. This used to be illegal.
All right, hey, have a great night. I appreciate you. And don't you ever forget, you've never met a CPA.
Salon.
All right. That's actually how it works.
No. You've never met a human being like JJ. JJ, thank you for giving and giving and giving selflessly, tirelessly, and being so understanding, so empathetic, so kind. Thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. You're helping save lives right now. In the last 3 weeks, being up at 2 o'clock in the morning and not knowing what to do or how to do it, you were always there. You always happened to be thinking whatever we were thinking and putting something together for us. I'd turn on YouTube and there you were with an answer, like prayers being answered. Can't thank you enough. You've never met a human being like this man. Thank you, JJ.
Cause money never sleeps. You never met a CPA quite like me. You never met a CPA quite like me.
So we appreciate all of you guys, but drum roll please. JJ the CPA.
Okay, you want to touch it and see if it'll focus in on it. I'm going to go first. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1, zippity doo dah day. Tell you what, there's so much going on with this PPP and the forgiveness. Sometimes I gotta clear my mind.
You just gotta do that. You gotta go.
I don't do that very often.
And I'm really just looking forward to meeting everybody. And I want you guys. I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm gonna cut that out. So.
Okay.
I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right.